Hello? God, where's that coming from? Oh, that's Twitch. Yo, uh, UVU, Excel down, how's it going? I think my chat widget needs a bit of time to catch up, so you guys will show up there top right in a second, but how are you guys doing? Yo, Guardian Soulblade, what's up, dude? Wiz, how's it going? Welcome. How's it going, L? What's up, Celestial? Almond XD, welcome in. How are all you guys doing? That's great to hear, Almond. Nice. Um, you're good. Just finished your dailies a little bit ago. Prepping for the Fate collab? Dude, same. That's part of the reason I'm still playing the game. I'm super excited for that whenever it comes out. Yo, Thaddeus. Hey, how's it going, dude? Let's see. Had a good talk with a friend where you decided instead of Castorise going for Maide E2 and Finon E2. Do you mean you're going for those guys instead of Castorise, Celestial? Okay, so YouTube chat is loading into the widget, but holy, it is slow. Is it slow for you guys in the top right? Like, it's like giga laggy on my end. I wonder if I can fix that. Um, you're holding on to see if Nasu himself is writing the collab and also to pull your favorite characters. Um, I honestly don't really expect him to be the one writing it, but that would be kind of nice if he was. Let me see if I can fix that widget. Hold on. What would happen if I reload this? Okay, now you guys are smaller. That's okay, I guess. Assuming it loads properly, that is. Um, we don't know if Finon will have a global passive, so in not pulling casters, you won't be contributing to the problem, but the game is, yeah. Yeah, Celestial, if that's what you want to do, uh, then there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should always go for the characters you want, not just the characters that are busted and broken and stuff like that. You'd be very surprised if Nasu got involved. Yeah, honestly, me too. I just don't know if it really makes sense because, like, especially, I don't know if you guys are FGO players, but especially with Ordeal Call coming soon, like, that'll be a lot. Like, if he has to focus on that as well as doing something for HSR. You escaped FGO years ago, aren't you lucky? Oops. Sorry if you were on Twitch there, that was probably kind of loud. Just adjusting the music volume here. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, I'm still playing FGO myself, but definitely a lot less than I used to. I'm only halfway through LB7. You're still in Gotcha Hell for the story? Fair. Um, you said life is moving, Thaddeus? Uh, Hopefully in a good way. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I don't know if you keep up with FGO at all, but in a couple weeks there's the collab with FGO Arcade, and there will be Tiamat and Draco, so I'm actually pretty excited for that. But I've definitely slowed down on actually playing through the main story. I need to get back to it at some point. You're about to blow 500 Saint Quartz and pray you get lucky. I think I have enough for a pity. I was planning on trying to go for Draco. Um, if I get screwed, I'll probably stop at just one copy, because I do want to save for Saber Medusa. But if I get lucky, I might try to push and get MP2 of Draco. Which one are you planning on going for? Or both, if you were doing that? The story was dropping too slow for you, so you stopped bothering because all else in FGO is just grinding. That's fair, actually. Especially with us entering Ordeal Call soon. Like, Ordeal Call is called Ordeal Stall for a reason. But yeah. You want to be blessed by Summer Chloe. Yeah, she actually has a really interesting kit. She can make, like, anyone Black Grail loop, which is kind of neat. Am I gonna try solo DPS Tribby and Pure Fiction? Wait, seriously? She can 40k alone? That doesn't seem right. I mean, I could try it. I don't know how well it would go because my build isn't that good, but um, you did 40k with E0. Did you ever light cone or no? Or just DDD? Yo, Hints, how's it going, dude? Happy birthday. Hope your hope your day's been going well, dude. Oh, you have DDDS4? Okay. Yeah, I have S3, so I mean, basically the same thing. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. Um, like I said though, my Tribby build isn't amazing. Like I have her on Sal Soto because I don't really have an amazing purple set for her. I could try it out for fun, but I was thinking about trying to get Blade to clear it at a decent score threshold. My build looks better than yours. I mean, yeah, it's alright. I mean, I don't know. If you could do it at E0, surely I'd be able to do it at E1, right? So. You low-key don't care for the meta, but you hope the PF isn't complete bullshit. Yeah, I kind of just saved it specifically for the stream, so I've literally not looked at anything about it. I don't even know what the monsters are, so we'll have to see. Yo, Birdie, how's it going? Welcome. Always nice to see you all dropping in and saying hi. Um, E1 Tribby, yeah. How did I get E1 Tribby? Well, you know. Yo, Juju, hey. What's up, man? Yeah, I got Ewan Tribby, I think a few days before her banner ended. Um, I won the 50-50 for E0, but I lost to Gepard for E1. But I decided to go for it because I know she is really good for pretty much all of my favorite characters. Like, she's good for Yoon Lee, she's good for Blade, she's good for Herta. Um, So yeah, we don't talk about Jing Liu because yeah, I'll play her whenever I get a not ice set for her. I'll just leave it at that. You appreciate my Star Rail videos, dude? Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I do actually have another HSR video planned for this week, and then also I do plan on doing a stream for the like as a like a react stream for the live stream. Um, because the live stream should be this Friday. So there'll be some more HSR content this week, even though I didn't do it last week because I made the Arknights video. GST, I didn't say hi to you. Welcome in. How's it going? Enigma, yo, welcome for the follow, or welcome. Thank you for the follow. I can speak English, I swear. Holy. Axe, how's it going? Welcome. You've noticed people starting to freak out feeling the need to pull characters. Yeah, I've definitely seen that too. On the other hand, I've honestly kind of gone the opposite direction. I decided about like I want to say 2 months ago at this point that like I just don't really care to keep chasing meta. I really don't. Like that's the reason I don't have Sunday on my account right now. I decided to not get him because I don't like him. So yeah. You love the Arknights video. It felt like hearing a diary entry. I mean, yeah, kind of. So the idea behind that video was basically to make it essentially story time. Um, and I have some more ideas of how I want to keep doing that. But we'll see. Guardian Soul, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. When you play other games, it makes you go back to the mentality that meta is and everything. Oh, 100%, yeah. Birdie, you asked what my plans for 2.2 Wua was. I'm not getting Cantarella. Based on the old leaks, it was supposed to be Camellia and Shorekeeper together on the second half, although that's obviously not the case anymore. So my plan was to get Shorekeeper and then use whatever else I had to get Camellia. But now that they're split, I think I am probably just going to skip Camellia and then go just for Shorekeeper. You wish Camellia was second phase too? Yeah. It was honestly really disappointing to see that, but I guess it's to be expected. Yeah, like Axe said, it's the game sucks without Shorekeeper, so it's kind of like you kind of need her. And also she's hot, so like that's kind of nice. Can't really deny that part. Um You'd love more videos like the Arknights one so you can get an insight into my gaming journey. Yeah. Like I said, I have some more ideas for other games that I want to do something similar to that with. So right now my ideas are discussing something related to I'm trying not to spoil, but related to gacha, like actually the rolling part of gacha, not like gacha games as in general. And then I was also considering trying out different gachas and kind of doing first impression stuff of them. So like I got a lot of comments saying you should try out Limbus Company, so I've been thinking about doing that. Kuro always does nice things for anniversary. Right, the anniversary is coming up, isn't it? That isn't the anniversary 2.3 and then they're shortening 2.2 to line that up. 2.3 is the anniversary. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that they treat the anniversary like traditional gachas do and not like Hoyo gachas do. Because a lot of Hoyo gachas just treat anniversary like it basically doesn't exist, even though traditionally it is one of the most important periods of the year for gacha games. Um, so I really do hope that they knock it out of the park with the anniversary. And if I'm being honest here, I think they should, because like for example, if the HSR anniversary is bad and then Woowa knocks it out of the park with a crazy anniversary, like they're gonna have such a huge amount of community goodwill. Like I don't know, man. I feel like they'd be missing out if they didn't do that. Looking back, the first Star Rail anniversary was very lackluster. They made it seem like it was pretty good. Like there's the in-game events and stuff like that, but otherwise, yeah, I kind of agree with that. They're they're farming Hoyo's rotting corpse at this point. I mean, I guess so. Julian, I forgot to say hi earlier. Yo, what's up, dude? Sorry if I missed some messages. I'm kind of like if I'm in the middle of something, I'm not always looking at chat. So my bad on that one. You think a limited 5-star selector is coming for anniversary? Or for which game? Do you mean Woowa or do you mean HSR? Because if you mean HSR, that's a mega cope, but I could maybe see it for Woowa. Kuro tends to give out S rank selectors. Oh, okay. I never played much of PGR, so I'm not sure. You Loki don't even know what a good anniversary for a gacha is since HSR is your first one. Okay, so I can only give my personal experience for this, but in pretty much every older gacha that I've played, so like Dragalia Lost, FGO, Arc Knights, Final Fantasy, some other ones, when an anniversary happened, the goal was to celebrate the player, if that makes sense. So, like in FGO, you could get upwards of close to 100 rolls, which is out of the ordinary for that game. In Arc Knights, you didn't get as many rolls, but it would usually come with an event, and then there would also be um, like giga discounted packs that are really valuable for like light spenders and stuff like that. Back in Dragalia Lost, I think they gave like free rolls as well, like 1 to 200. So like obviously they're different games than Hoyo games are, but they were definitely a lot more generous around anniversary times. Yo Luna, how's it doing? Or how's it doing? How's it going? Jesus, I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing well. Anniversaries that don't try to get you to spend your money and make you feel rewarded. Yeah. You remember when Azur Lane had its first anniversary and they gave a ton of pulls? Yeah. The other thing is that it really depends on the company. So like Azur Lane, I believe, is published by YoStar, and I believe and Arknights is as well. So like they have similar styles of anniversary. Precon had a pretty neat anniversary. Its end of service still keeps me up at night. I played the global version of Precon for a while. I want to say like about a year. Um, I don't know if I made it. I don't think I made it to the first anniversary, but I did play for at least like 8 or 9 months. They murdered it for no reason. Yeah, I remember that. We're getting a pretty decent amount of pulls for 2.2 and Wua. Oh, okay. All right. I was told that Triby can solo this pure fiction, so that's what we're gonna do on the second half here. We'll see what happens. Um, you think free to play players get around 80 if you're doing everything? Okay. I'm actually still super casual in Wuthering Waves. Like I haven't even done the vast majority of the story. Um, like because I came back in 2.0, so I missed the 1.3 story. I didn't do some Nor or whatever it's called in 1.4, and then um, I've yet to do most of 2.0. But I do really want to do it. It's just a time thing, man. Like especially with my videos taking a lot more work recently, I just have not had the time to just sit down and just kind of like grind a game for a while. So, oh, so not solo Tribby. You mean with supports, but she's a DPS. Okay. Um, yo, hints, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat. And also for calling Axe a bottom 3 streams in a row. That's actually hilarious. But I really do appreciate that. Again, I said it earlier, but happy birthday, dude. You're only a bottom for Fei Zhao, but you are a bottom. That's what I'm hearing here, Axe. Welcome back, Celestial. How's it going? L, what did? Oh, you said you ran Ron May RMC. I'm assuming you ran a healer then, right? Like what? Like Gallagher or something? Oh, Huoho should be good. All right, cool. What do I want to run on the first half? Oh, there's actually a lot of Fire Week enemies. I can run Super Break Himiko. W. Oh wait, no, I can't because they're on Maze on the second half. Um, hmm. You did mini Herta true damage on the first half. Okay. Hey, did you hear about the rumors of Hoyo making 7 games total? It would not surprise me. I mean, we already know they're doing an Animal Crossing game. They're also supposedly making a what is it, like a Pokemon game, I think. Um, so I could definitely see that. Run Robin on side too. Sure, why not? And then I'll just run around me here. Okay, so follow up attacks, break damage, or wait, what is the point of this bottom one? Am I crazy? You lose HP and then you gain it back. I mean, I guess it gives you grit. I do not understand the point of this one. Um, so you heard that and you died inside because it means the endless cycle of suck after 2 years will never end. Yeah, I I'm actually pretty glad that more people are realizing the Hoyo cycle, where it's like a game will be really good, then it goes up to its anniversary or maybe its second if you're lucky, and then soon after you kind of just it just kind of quickly falls off because they want to sell you something else. Yo, Rexcellent, how's it going, dude? Um, so you said this is for my day. Am I missing something? Like, oh, I get. Would that like? Does this give him more points for his special mode? Like, is that the point of this one? I think it's called like God Slayer Be God or whatever. Oh, okay, so it does give him the charge. All right, cool. Well, they're playing the long game. All right, Axe. Okay, so if that's from, I mean, I guess this would also technically be good for Blade then. But that would only work if it counts as a stack for his follow up. Um, but yeah. You think it should? Okay. Use break on the first half and follow up on the second. I mean, this is only the third stage, so I'm just kind of messing up or messing around. Oh wait, but it doesn't because it's skill only. Oh, true. Yeah, blade doesn't skill often. So this is yeah. So this is literally only for my day. That's awesome, man. I really love when endgame buffs are specifically meant for one character and literally no one else can use it. That's awesome, man. I mean, I guess Castoris could? Question mark. They're not even trying to be subtle anymore. Yeah. All right, here we go. Where's the DPS on side 2? I was told to run Tribby DPS, so Tribby's the DPS there, Ghosty. Also, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You're gonna be amused by all the fake collab skippers suddenly not skipping. Why do you think they, or what do you mean, Guardian? I mean, what I expect to happen with the fake collab is a lot of people that previously did not play HSR are going to start playing it. Like FGO players are crazy. I guarantee you, like all the people whose like waifu is Saber is like they're gonna come over and start playing the game and then swipe for that character. The FGO whales are coming, yeah. It's the rumbling, like for real. Like I don't think people realize how crazy some people or some of the JP whales in FGO are. Like there are people that roll like for context, or those of you that don't play FGO, a character's max amount of dupes is that is necessary is 6 copies of the character. But most people stop at either 1, 2, or if you're a whale 5. There are people that go for, I shit you not, like 25 copies of the character. And it's just kind of like, it's literally just wasting money. There's no reason to ever do that, but people do that anyway for like their favorite characters in FGO. And I guarantee you that those kinds of players are going to be coming over into HSR and be swiping for whatever the collab characters are. You're about to NP5 Draco in a month, dude. I'm hoping that I'll be able to NP2 her, but if I get screwed, like if I go to pity or something, then I'll just have to stick with MP1. The bigger catch for me this year will be Saber Medusa or Excellent. That's who I'm mostly saving for, but we'll see what happens. Tuhu rolled NP10 caster Scotty and then burnt the second NP5 copy after he built the whole thing. Yeah, but that was wasn't that a, I mean, obviously that was dumb to do, but he did it as like a promise, I think it was, for after he did the same thing for Merlin, if I remember right. That was like 6 years ago at this point, so I don't entirely remember. You got screwed on Kukulkan first time hitting pity, 11 Tealox. I think, how much did I spend on Kukulkan? I think I did 450 or so, but I've hit pity I think 3 times before rolling for that. FGO's gotcha horror stories. Yeah, I have a gotcha horror story with FGO. My worst experience with FGO is rolling for Caster Scotty. It took me 1,647 courts to get 1 copy of her. So, not ideal. Less talk, more attacking. Right, my bad, my bad. How many gotchas am I playing right now? Only 4, actually. Because I dropped Genshin, and I also dropped Blue Archive like 3 months ago or something. So right now I'm playing ZZZ, HSR, FGO, and I picked up Woowa. I used to play 6, so only 4 is a good thing. Like, I don't know, man. How do you manage more than 2? By being picky and choosy with the ones I play. Um, so like when I played Blue Archive, that's an extremely low maintenance game. I would open it twice a day, and um, 99% of it was basically auto. So I'd be done with the game in like 10 minutes. And then I did the same with, or I do the same with FGO. Um, I did the same with Arc Knights back when I still played that. Um, and yeah. And then because there's not enough content in HSR, I kind of treat that the same way. So basically, the only big games that I'm playing right now, I would say, was Genshin before I quit a couple days ago. Or not a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago. Zenless has a lot of events, and then now that I've picked up Woowa, that has a lot of stuff going on as well, because I'm basically playing catch up in that game. What's up, gamer? Yo, Blazin, how's it going, dude? Welcome. Blazin, I don't know when you wanted to start doing Minecraft, but if you wanted to start tomorrow, I should be available. Your Chiori's gonna miss you. Hey, I mean, I'll come back for Skirk, and then she won't be missing me then, so it'll be good. No worries. Two Who Sniper plays 12 and mains them. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I'm. I mean, I don't know. Playing 6 gotchas is bad, but like, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of like optimized how I play them at this point that it doesn't actually take that long to go through all of them. Oh, you hit Eternity on Rivals. Nice, dude. I do want to hit Grandmaster before the season ends. I think I'm literally one game away. Uh, but also, Saber never wants to play, so I've basically been sitting one game away, waiting on him to actually want to play Rivals Blazin'. Am I going to see 6 Skirk? I don't know. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think I have like 64k primos in Genshin, which is not enough to see Sixer, but it is enough to like at least get a kind of high copy of her. But also, we don't know what's coming in Nod Cry. So if Nod Cry has like some banger characters, I would say I'd be more likely to just get Skirkin or Weapon, and then move on to the next characters. Um, Arclight Luna, sorry I missed your message earlier. Have I seen the Anoxa discourse? I haven't. Maybe? I mean, I've heard people are annoyed that he got nerfed, but I don't know much beyond that. Um, what are my thoughts on the Anoxa nerf? I mean, he kind of did everything before, so I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. People are really upset, but you think it was necessary? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think he did way too much, so like him getting nerfed is not a bad thing. It really isn't. You saw Varisa and you were so disconnected from the game. Why does she have cartoon legs? I'll be honest with you, Celestial, it's just because they want to cater to gooners. I mean, that's pretty much it. And I mean, if that's not your thing, that's completely understandable, but I mean, they want to sell their characters, and that's basically their way to do it at this point. You're waiting for the Persona Gacha to come to global. Oh, Birdie, I don't know if you watch Moose and I think Chills, but both of them are waiting for that as well. I think both of those guys are going to cover the game whenever that releases. You think Varisa is cute and people overhate her. Um, I think she is fine. She's definitely not like a favorite character, but she's also not a character I dislike. I think she's just okay. So, you're waiting to main the Persona Gacha over HSR. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm kind of tempted to try out the Persona Gacha, but at the same time, I've never really played the Persona games myself. I've just watched other people play them. So I don't really have like the same sense of connection that someone who's played through all the games would have to like be really interested in it. Doesn't Anaxa do Death Shred, Damage Amp? Yeah, he does a lot, Rexcellent. You recommend playing the main games? I mean, I mentioned this briefly earlier, but honestly, it's just a time thing for me. I didn't realize how much time content creation would take up until I started making content. And now that I'm doing weekly streams on top of making videos, it's even more. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how people do it. Like daily streams, editing their videos, all that shit. Like, it's a lot, dude. Because I mean, like, it's not like I'm just doing that. I have IRL stuff to take care of as well. So it's like, yeah. Basically, what I've found is that I can basically have one main game outside of gacha stuff and video things. So right now, I'm doing Monster Hunter. And then soon I'll be doing, like a modded Minecraft playthrough. And that'll be like my outside of gacha and content stuff. But like, I really don't know if I have the time to like pick up a full-length story game like Persona and stuff like that and play through it. Like I've had for those of you that like Fate stuff, I've had MiHoYo on my Switch for over a year at this point, and I still haven't managed to play through it yet. I've like gotten like halfway through it, I think, and then I just haven't been able to finish it because I just frankly don't have the time. And to be clear, I'm not like complaining because obviously if I wanted more time, I would stop making content. But it's just the reality of having IRL stuff to do while also doing content. You just have less time. It is what it is. You also bought the Tsukihime remake? Yeah, that's another thing I want to get at some point. So, do I have an IRL job? I do, yes. I touch grass. Yeah, surprisingly, I do, yeah. I want to make content for people over spending your own time. I mean, kind of, yeah. Especially if you're the only one doing editing for your vids, yeah. And also, it's not, I'll be honest with you, it's not just that I am doing the editing myself, because, like, a lot of people start editing by editing their own videos. That's normal. But, more recently, with the Hoyo LongCon video and the Arknights video I did this past Friday, I've been stepping up my game for editing to a much higher level than I did previously. And that alone takes a lot more time as well. Because, like, it's one thing to edit videos, but it's another thing to edit them well. And I think I've definitely gotten better at it, which is, you know, takes more time, so. Me and Axe. Yeah, Axe's videos have been bangers too recently. You've considered getting an editor a couple times, but you'd rather try to improve your content on your own. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, Axe, and we talked about this the other day. I'm actually not against getting an editor myself, but I have high standards for what I would want out of them. Because, like, I would want it to be someone that is familiar with my content, to where, like, I can essentially teach them how I want I could teach them my current editing style, and then considering they would be an editor, we could work from there on how to improve it. Um, so like that's not something I'm against, but it requires finding someone that number one wants to be my editor, and two is actually familiar with my content, and those are pretty high standards to have. Get Maxer to edit my videos and kill my audience with a single video. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know about that. The ADHD editing is not for me, dude. Yo, Demir, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I do. I mean, I don't know. Script, basically, what I've done so far is kind of gone in steps. So, like, at the very beginning, pretty much everything was rough. And then slowly over time, I've increased the quality of different parts. So the very first thing I did was get better audio. So I have a friend that makes music. He helps me with that a lot. Then it was working on the scripts, and that's gotten a lot better. Then it was figuring out better thumbnails. That's gotten better. And now more recently, it's just the actual editing. And then I'll be honest with you, I'll probably go through that same process again once I feel comfortable with the state of my editing and stuff like that. I'll see what else I can improve with the older stuff that I've kind of moved on from for a little bit. Maxer's style of editing is more suited for entertainment than discussion or education type videos. Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what I aim for my videos to be. I want a lot of my videos to come across as like a discussion so that people can actually talk with me about it. Because the reason I started doing this, well, part of the reason I should say, is because my friend group was really annoyed with how much I yapped about gachas and everything else. So I just wanted to make videos so I could get other people to talk with that stuff about. So that's kind of why pretty much all of my videos are framed as like, here's this thing that I've been thinking about. Here are my thoughts on it. What do you think about it? A venting channel? I mean, kind of, yeah. You feel like that's common? Yeah, I mean, a lot of creative stuff, like a lot of creative people come from people that just want to like talk about their thoughts. I mean, it's usually not any more deep than that. This is actually my online diary, but all I talk about is gachas. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should start talking about other things. That's funny. A venting channel, but you're able to keep your bias respectful. I try my best. Um, I can definitely be harsh on Hoyoverse and stuff like that, but I always try to be at the very least a little bit constructive with the stuff I give. I think the one exception to that would have been my video about the Hoyoverse long con, because that was pretty much just hating on Hoyoverse as a company and there wasn't a lot of constructiveness there. You think a lot of HSR creators are milking the negativity for engagement and money? Um, I think some are, but I do not think a lot of them are. Because, like, the way I look about it is people would not have started covering HSR if they didn't genuinely like the game. So, if those same people are now annoyed with the state of the game and they want to make content complaining about it, then I don't think that's inherently a bad thing. But that comes with the caveat of people need to not overdo it. Because some people see, like, oh my god, my hating on Hoyoverse video did crazy, I'm going to keep doing that. And then that's all their content becomes. And they lose whatever they started with. And that's something that personally I want to avoid that because like I said just a bit ago, I always try to have some level of constructiveness to my videos. But if I was only doing this for money, I would drop the constructiveness and just move towards Hoyo fucking sucks. Because frankly, that would be a lot better in terms of getting views. But like Axe says, YouTube pays pennies. So it's like, is there really a point of doing that when instead I could just be more genuine and then give my actual thoughts with how they could fix it? Because, like, I'll be honest with you, I actually love giving solutions for things. Like, I'm a heavily logic driven person and I love problem solving. So, like, when I see a problem, my immediate reaction isn't this fucking sucks. It's instead, how do I fix it? So, like, if that's what I can make my content, I love doing that. And, like, sure, if I could definitely get more views saying this sucks, this other thing sucks, but why do that when it's not what I actually enjoy? So, money isn't an issue as long as there are people willing to call Axe a bottom for $20. Holy. You know what? I just need to get more people like Hints and then I think I'll be good. Every stream I get like 5 people calling Axe a bottom. Dude, $100 a stream? I'd be rolling in the money. I'd be a millionaire in no time. You're not a bottom unless it's for Fei Zhao. That's true. How could we forget Axe? The biggest turnoff for me is from someone's content is when you see a hate video in your recommended, you watch it, go to their channel, and then see the last 5 uploads be the exact same thing. Yeah, I definitely get that. I mean, out of curiosity, let me see. What are my last videos? And I guess I'll go from the Hoyoverse Long Con video. So let's see, before my Hoyoverse Long Con video, which was actually a hating on Hoyoverse video, there wasn't much constructiveness there. I had how characters can change the game. I don't think that's inherently bad. Then I had events are boring, which based on the thumbnail is bad, but also I gave constructive feedback on how they could be better. Then I had 2 videos kind of hating on the state of the game. And then I had ideas on how to improve the game. So, like, I guess I'm kind of a hater if you look at my last, like, Hoyo videos. But even in those, I'm not, the entire video in those isn't full hate. It's just my thoughts, so. You're not a hater if you just want to see the game improve. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way of looking at it, but I think the thing is that a lot of people don't look at it that way. I've talked about this a few times on stream before, but nowadays, especially in the gacha space, there is no longer a gray area in terms of people's mentality and opinions about the game. Or at least it doesn't feel that way. And what I mean by that is, like, you are either a hater or you are a shill, and there's no in between. And I guess, like, when I offer the constructive feedback, I always try to find that gray area, but not many people actually, like, try to do that. So it doesn't always work out that way. You hope this doesn't cause any offense, but my Hoyoverse video is the one you agreed with the least, but you can still understand why you made it. I mean, no offense taken. It's perfectly fine if people disagree with my takes, but I am curious why you didn't agree with it. Because, I mean, I don't know. Are there parts in there that I think could have been better? Yeah. Like, I think I went in too hard on the analogy of, like, loyalty to a company. But for the most part, I thought it was alright. There's also people that call anything slightly negative as drama. That's another thing as well, X. That's true. It's okay, you're gonna start making videos glazing Hoyo now? That's funny. FGO is mostly drama free, which is nice. Yeah, every so often there's content creator drama. Like, I think last year, plus Plushy Mistress and Tuhu had some drama between each other, but like, it wasn't about the game. It was just like beef between the two of them. But for the most part, there's never any drama with the game because most people are just focused on actually playing the game. Not related to the current topic, but it's refreshing to see another CC using the JP dub. Yeah. I've always kind of leaned towards using this because I just like how it sounds more, but yeah. What's my opinion on the fact that Love in Deep Space is doing better than every Hoyoverse game? Good. I think it should be doing better. From what I've heard, like, that game is, pretty much widely loved. And also, I mean, I think a game like that is good. Like, why should every game be gooning over, like, hot anime women? Why not goon over hot anime men? Like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't want to mess with the goonettes. That's actually a really funny... Oh, that's funny, actually. A goonette. Yo, Neophyte, how's it going, dude? Okay, so you think it's more of a personal sentiment, but you think the artistry of these games have given you and continue to give you a lot of great experiences, so you can't bring yourself to see them so negatively. Okay. So, my video did not do a good job of illustrating this, because it wasn't really necessarily the point of the video, but I did say at the very end of it, Rexcellent, that I actually really do love these games. Like, I would not have logged into Genshin for over 1,600 days if I didn't see the good in these games. Like, there's hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands of hours that you can get out of these games for free, and I think that's good. And that's why when I talk about these games, I am never going to blame the developers of the game for what they make, but I will always blame Hoyoverse, the company. Like, you can check every single one of my videos. I have never once said these devs suck or anything similar. I have always said Hoyoverse. And the reason that is because Hoyoverse is the one making the bad decisions, not the developers that are actually making the product we're playing. So my video was about Hoyoverse, the company, not necessarily the games itself, because there is good like these games have a lot of good things, and I think anyone who says they don't is just coping. But the point of my video is basically to be like, okay, the company is causing these problems. I want to call that shit out because this is a problem, because I want these games to be better. Like, I would love nothing more than to play HSR and just straight up just enjoy the game. But when you have problems like power creep, which comes from the top, not the developers, to where I can't play a character I want to play without spending a shitload of money, that is a problem that is worth complaining about. And again, it comes from the company, not the developers making the character. So I completely get what you mean, where it was a very negative video, and I fully admit that. I know it was negative. But the intent, and I hope what I can help you understand here is the intent of the video is, or was, to say Hoyoverse as a company is the problem, not the game itself. And I definitely could have done a better job of illustrating that. I absolutely could have done a better job of illustrating that. But yeah, so hopefully that explains kind of more what the point of the video was, Rexcellent. Again, I do want to be clear. I really do like these games. It's just the surrounding issues make me like them less, not the game itself. So it's kind of like Lasengel coasting and trying to milk more money out of whales with the servant coins. Oh my god. Did you pay attention to when servant coin, or when they added a pen 4 and 5 guardian? And then you had to get like NP8 or something to fully max a character. That was wild, dude. You definitely get what I mean now, and you mostly agree. Cool. And to be clear, like I said, I have absolutely no problem if you still disagree with the video. I am fully aware that there are people that don't like what I said in that video, but I really do appreciate that you actually came and talked about it. Because a lot of people just either left a downvote or left a comment saying like you're a dumbass, like, you know. So I really do appreciate that you're actually willing to talk about it and hear more of I guess my motivation behind like what the video was. Do I talk about leaks on stream? Just wondering. Yeah, I don't mind. It's no problem. If you want to talk about that kind of stuff, I don't have a problem with it. Sorry I'm late. You were hanging out with your friends. No, dude, no worries. Rogue Spectre, I believe I promised one of your friends a account review last stream. You said you wanted me to do that for them, so once I finish Pure Fiction, I'm still totally down to do that. Yes, you did see the servant coin stuff. JP actually rioted. Yeah, that was one of the very few times that they did. And it got Lasengel to take their heads out of their asses and actually fix one of the problems, which is kind of nice. I actually really appreciate that they made it so you don't need super high NP copies to 120 units anymore. No problem. You much prefer talking it out and getting a perspective in a back and forth conversation than a one-sided comment. Yeah. Like I said, I really appreciate you doing that, Rexcellent. So, thanks for dropping by and having the conversation. Are there any global buffs that you feel would benefit the game at all? Obviously, Castoris induces a huge problem and starts the death of the game itself. Okay, so here's a hot take for you, Demir. I actually don't think any global buffs are, or I actually don't think global passives are a problem at all, if and only if it was free. So I think the problem that I think a lot of other people have with the global passives is that they're coming unlimited characters. But imagine if like Imagine if like the RMC got the global passive. So it's less like global buffs are bad in general, and more that you have to spend money to get them. I mean, I guess that's not entirely answering your question, but hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of like what I mean by it. Hey Fleur, do you have any plans on covering non-Hoyo games on your channel, like the most recent video on Arknights? I do, yeah. So I can't make videos like that often because there's only a limited amount of games that I've played and also that are still relevant enough to cover. Like making a video on Dragalia Lost, for example, wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Um, but like for example, if I start playing Limbus Company, I could definitely make a like a first impressions video on that game, and then that would be new content for my channel. So I'm definitely open to that. It's just something that will take time to figure out. And it'll also take time to transition away from strictly HSR content. Because something that's very important for me to avoid doing is just like literally just 180ing and going completely away from HSR content. Um, because that kind of would alienate the audience that like I guess followed me to begin with. So I think the smartest thing for me to do is keep covering HSR for now, and then interspersing other games in there as well, and then that way I get a wider audience as well as I can cover more things that are like fun. Hopefully you cover stuff in the future like Azure Familia. I plan on trying that game out, but we don't know enough about it yet for me to really be sold on it. I can guarantee you that I will be covering Arknights Enfield. I 100% want to cover that game. So that'll be one game that I cover in the future. If they made it like if you have Castoris, you get this global passive, but also if you clear the story content, you can unlock the passive too, then it would be fine. I kind of agree with that. I actually talked about that back in an old video about buffing characters. Um, I said that something along the lines of like if companion quests were brought back and then they were used as a means to power up characters, that would be a really interesting way to introduce it. And the example I gave was like what if Blade gets more control of his Mara affliction, and then like that's the lore story part of it, and then from there they take that and it's like okay, Blade is more in control, so now he gets a new Mara power, and then that's his buff. So like that's one thing they could definitely do. You have to spend resources to get a character with a global passive, not money. That's a distinction worth making because there's literally no difference between incentivizing rolling a character with passives or their innate ability. I mean, I don't, Burgundy, if you're still here, I don't think I entirely agree with that. Because whether or not you spend money, you're still spending something, right? Like you can spend $300 to get Castoris, or you can spend 3 months getting enough Primo Gems to roll for Castoris. Like you're either spending time or you're spending money, and in both cases you're spending something. So like I don't necessarily think it's worth making the distinction there because in either case like you as the player are getting screwed. Whereas if it was something that was free and everyone could unlock, then it no longer becomes a problem. Did I watch the big Enfield criticism video that went around recently? I did, yeah. I don't entirely agree with that video. Like, for example, I think removing a dodge is not the right way to incentivize players and filter out players that just want an action game. Because personally, I think there's a world where both can be true. Like you could have a game with really good combat that also has factory building. Like I don't see why both can't exist. Your account will be stronger if you get a character with a passive. Your account will be stronger if you get a good character regardless. I mean, sure, but that doesn't change the fact that one character with a passive and one character without it will be better, right? Is Enfield tower defense? No. It's zone based, kind of like HSR. And then in each zone you get to build different structures, and then certain areas you get to build factories that produce materials and stuff like that for you. And then its combat is it's real time combat with skills and stuff like that. Yo Zenko, how's it going, dude? What's up? You think the main criticism was that factory building felt too decoupled from the combat, and you can see where they're coming from, and you think it's something to improve on. So Rexlent, I think the best way they could actually improve on that is by making things you make in the factory relevant to combat. And they like kind of showed that at the beginning of the last or not at the beginning, in the last beta, where you could like build those turrets or whatever that would help you in combat. Like imagine if you could do that for a variety of things and not just random turrets. Because like then they're coupled together. Like if you're building things and that's part of the way you fight back, I think that would actually be super cool. But if they keep it as a minor aspect of the game, then that would be kind of eh, like less good. So Burgundy Wrath. So I agree that Castorus's passive isn't the most crazy thing, but you have to look at it from the perspective that Castorus's passive is only the beginning, right? Like what if there is a global passive later that is 24% res pen? Like what will you do then if you don't have that character and someone else does? Because the content is going to be catered around people having that character. Like it's Hoyoverse. That's what they're gonna do. HP is still gonna inflate. Power creep is still gonna happen. So it's less the idea of the passive itself and more the premise that it sets for the rest of the game. You feel that the best way to avoid power creep altogether is by just pulling harmony units. Like Ron May was released in 1.x and is still meta relevant. That's true. Um, I do think there's some exceptions, like we saw what happened to Sparkle. So I think you kind of have to be picky and choosy as to what harmony units you get. But yeah. Um, that's the direction you hope they go in for Enfield. Items you build in the factory could be usable in combat, like maybe extra equipable equipment. Yeah, there's a lot of avenues they could go down, Rexlent, and I think it just matters about whether or not they take the feedback of Hoyo players that want it to be a more global, like a not global, a more action focused game, or people that want it to be more, I guess, strategic. Um, if there's a global passive like that, it would suck. But you doubt they'll make it because the whole point of Castri's having the passive is she's a special anniversary unit. Um, I definitely see where you're coming from, man. Like don't I really do hope that Castorisa is an exception and not the rule. But with how the game has gone so far, I think it is better to be cautious about it than it is to be like, no, they're not going to do that, if that makes sense. because like I said, it sets the precedent that it will happen again, and it might not be in a month. It could be 6 months from now. But if there is something like that in the future, then that would have started with Castorise, and that's why I think caution is better. Um, Hello there, Governor. What is this team? Mel, I was told to run Tribby as the DPS, so that's the team. It's just all supports. We're seeing what will happen. Speaking of which, I should actually probably play the game. Play the game a little bit. My bad. I've been sitting on the screen for 20 minutes. Okay, it hasn't been that long, Thaddeus. It's only been like 11 minutes. I'm not that bad, bro. Acheron has not been power crept. I mean, Burgundy, what would be your definition of power creep then? Because she is definitely not the same character she was when she launched, and I think that's undeniable. But is she still usable? Yes. So if your definition is usable, then yeah, she hasn't been power crept. But is she as good as she was in the current state of the game? No, she's not. Super Break Tribby can also 40k. That doesn't surprise me. Super Break is broken. By that logic, Jingliu hasn't been power crept because you can still use her. I mean, technically, I guess, yeah. You weren't there when Silo released. What was her average top damage output when she did release? I mean, like, I would say in the 1.0 to probably 1.3 era, like, good Silos were probably hitting, like, max. Like, a good E0 Silo was probably hitting, like, max 300k, if that. And, like, on ult, I mean. But I mean, obviously, since then, 300k is not even remotely a good number anymore. And that would be like if you were running no sustained, full support, like Eidolons on your Bronya, like that kind of stuff. You're of the opinion that power creep will almost always exist. It's just how it's handled, and I 100% agree with that. Actually, I think a small level of power creep is actually super healthy for a game. I don't think it needs to be a lot, but like if a character, for example, let's say you have a character that has an ult like Sela that does 425% of her attack. If you have a character that releases that does 500% of their attack on their ult, that's fine, as long as they lose power in another area. So, for example, Sela's skill is pretty solid. So, the character doing 500% on her ult should do less on her skill. So, like, it really just depends on how they do power creep instead of what they do in HSR, where it's basically, this character does more ult damage, more skill damage. Oh, and by the way, they also do a follow-up. Also, they have a separate scaling. Also, by the way, they do true damage. It's like they just keep tacking on more and more stuff, and that's where you kind of get to the problem. Communities loathe power creep, but the issue is Hoyo caters to people who want the short-term enjoyment of characters. Yeah, so, I think, Luna, I think that goes to the idea of, like, people complain about power creep until it's the character they want to be strong. And we've seen that with Castorise throughout this entire beta. Like, every time Castorise got nerfed, it's like, oh my god, mid-character, meanwhile she's 0 cycles still. And then when she gets buffed, it's like, oh my god, Castorise got buffed, the world is saved, everything is good, devs listened. Like there's never any in between. So it's like, why wouldn't you want your favorite to do well? So Wiz, it's less that people don't want their characters to do well. It's more that like people always want every character to be stronger than the last one if it's their favorite. So like if Castorise is already zero cycling content, right? And then she gets buffed. Was that buff necessary? Like in my eyes the answer is no. But people celebrate that buff regardless. So like that's kind of where it becomes a problem. Whoa anxiety right now. My bad, Neophyte. Hold on, I got you, I got you. She's no longer anxious. She did her move. She locked the fuck in. Thoughts on the Hunt, March, and Maide duo? So I don't actually have Maide Mel, so I don't really know what his good combos are. I wish I could answer that, but I actually don't know. Like, I don't know enough about Maide, so I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, in theory, I feel like it should work. I mean, he attacks relatively often. She buffs him. So I don't necessarily think it would be bad. I could actually see a world where you do that in sustainless comps. You could do like Tribi, Maide, March 7th, and then I guess your sustain, or not your sustain, because I just said sustainless, and I guess Sunday then? So like Sunday, Tribi, March 7th, Maide. I could see that working. What do I want to do here? Let's do alt. Tribi. Skill. Alright, cool. Let's see. Castorise was balanced at V3, and then Hoyo realized they need to make money. With how many people that were like, she sucks, I'm gonna skip, it's no wonder Hoyo caters to that. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was like trying to get at. You've been using that team comp but with no Sunday, so you use Sparkle instead. Right, yeah, Sparkle, from what I understand, is a pretty solid option for my day. So I think that should be more than fine, Mel. Anoxo is doing more single target damage on skill than Fei Zhao on alt and V5. I don't remember that actually being the case. I don't actually think that was true. Yoon Lee released below Acheron and I enjoyed using her. Yeah. So like I really like Acheron because I like Mei. And then I also thought her animations were sick, and I also liked her in the story. But if I'm talking about gameplay, like Yoon Lee clears her so hard it's not even funny. Like Yoon Lee is an actually genuinely fun character, whereas I consider Acheron more of like a cool character. You're going to be very interested if people will uninstall the game over the global passive thing, or if they're all just blowing hot air. Yeah. So I actually plan on making a video on that Guardian. Less so about that specifically, and more so about how I see the anniversary stream going. I can basically see a few paths where that will happen, and one of them is more realistic than the other two. Like, on one hand, there will be riots. I don't think that's very realistic. On the other hand, people would be really happy. And on the last hand, it'll just be a mix of the two. Is this week? Yeah, it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, it should be this Friday. Am I gonna stream the anniversary? Yes. So Axe, Waveman, Moose, maybe, and myself are all planning to group stream the anniversary stream. It'll be 7 a.m. for me and 4 a.m. for Axe, but we'll do our best. So there'll actually be a I guess a quote unquote early stream next weekend. You don't know who's going to be happy about the global passive. So Axe, when I said I think people are going to be happy, I think it'll be less about the global passive that they're happy about, and more about what they bring with the anniversary. Um, so like for example, right? Let's say they give out a old limited character, right? Like let's say they give everyone a selector where you can pick like Seela, Blade, or Jingliu, just as an example, right? People are going to go like batshit crazy over that. They're going to be like, "Oh my god, devs listen, they actually care about us," like that kind of shit. And I can see people being happy about that and then no longer caring about the problems. So when I said like on one hand they'll be happy, that's the kind of thing that I think would cause that. If people are unhappy, it'll be if they don't address the problems people have, like power creep, the global passive, HP inflation, etc. And then, but like I said, I think the realistic thing that'll happen is it'll be both. Some people are going to be happy, some people won't, and then it'll be what it'll be. What's my time zone? I live on the east coast of the US, so it's currently 10:23 p.m. for me. Where are the character buffs they promised? So this might be a little pessimistic, Guardian. I don't actually think they're coming for a while. I think that entire post they made was basically to get people to stop complaining, because if they say they're working on it, then what are you gonna say? Like if you're small content creator 123 that used to make videos about like power creep is bad, buff characters, that kind of stuff, and then they say, "Hey, it's coming," you got to find new content, man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. It immediately shuts up the people that were talking about that without much effort from them. And we might not even see that until 3.7. I mean, it doesn't change what they said. It did come. It's just, half a year from now. You believe Castrese's global passive is the buff, if you're honest? That's definitely a possibility, yeah. The other possibility is if the new 50-50 system comes in, where you can lose to old characters, getting Eidolons could technically be the buff, right? So, who knows? Do I play ZZZ? I do, yeah. I'm currently saving for Vivian in that game, and then I'm thinking about maybe pulling Trigger because she was I liked her in the story. I'm also still contemplating if I want to get lighter or not. I mean, I have Lyacon, so I don't know if I need him, but yeah. You're saving for lighter? Based. He's a really cool character. It's more just like, I'm not sure if I need him, basically, is kind of where I'm at. And I am very unlucky in ZZZ, so I don't necessarily have the currency to kind of just throw around willy-nilly. You're interested in seeing the new gacha animations? Yeah. I think that'll be really cool. Do I think HSR will come out with an actual pirate character? Um, I think that'd be cool. I don't necessarily know that they're going to, but I think it would definitely be cool. The HSR community just makes you depressed at this point. Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I really do hope the game improves. Um, and I really do hope that the community can turn around, but I really also think that that may only come with Hoyo doing something. But on the other hand, like Demir says there, if you just can avoid social media, then that can definitely help as well. Like if you avoid the community, you probably won't be feeling like all the problems that, you know, are talked about and stuff like that. I mean, you miss how it felt when you started? Yeah, I totally get that. And I know that, like, I feel like I have to say this every stream, but I know that I play a part into the negativity. Um, because my videos cover more, I guess, divisive topics. So that is something I'm aware of, and I wish I could be better about doing that. Um, but yeah. You've been trying to a bit, to be honest, just avoiding the community. Yeah, I mean, if that's what helps you enjoy the game straight up, just do it. Like even if that includes me. Like if not interacting with the community helps you actually enjoy the game, I think that's a good thing, straight up. So like, I mean, you do what you need to do to have fun with stuff. So you had to tell someone on Reddit that they've been watching too many negative content creators. That actually reminds me. I got one of my friends was scrolling through a Reddit thread and they saw someone calling me a negative content creator. Which I mean I get, but they also said that Gotcha Smack was a negative content creator. And I'm like, "What?" I mean, he's kind of negative like a little bit but for the most part, he's just a dude making videos. Like I don't think he's a negative guy. So I was like, how am I in the same sentence as Gotcha Smack? That just blew my mind. Gotcha Smack is turning into Baldy 2.0 for HSR. Is he? I mean, I haven't seen him be that negative. Although, I mean, I will say I haven't watched his streams recently, but I've been keeping up with his videos. Like, apart from the one where he was, like, walking outside, I didn't notice anything, like, too crazy with him. Honestly, you just enjoy my content too much to drop me like that. Well, I appreciate that, Rogue Spectre, honestly. I do. But again, I do want to say, like, if you really want to enjoy the game and you think the best way to do it is just avoiding social media about it, again, just do it, man. I think enjoying your time with different stuff is a lot more important than like, you know, pretty much anything else. Because if you're not having fun, then I mean, why do it? So, but yeah, like I said, I appreciate those kind words, Rogue Spectre. Smack kind of has a habit of dying on hills. I could see that. I mean, he definitely has like a bit of an ego streak, but also I feel like to a certain level, you do have to have a bit of an ego to be a content creator. Um, So, I mean, it is what it is. Negativity equals talking bad about my game. I could literally say the opposite while still saying the same equals positivity. Yeah, I totally get that, Neophyte. Lurk, can you please defeat the enemies? It's been an hour and a half and you're still on the first PF stage. I'm sorry. I mean, at the very least, it does seem like I'll get 80k here, so. You want to avoid social media, but like, it's kind of hard when there's a lot going on. Um, let's see. Do I agree with that? So I think the best thing to, um, the best way to break any habit is to start. So like whether that's, like something more serious like smoking, or whether that's, like not playing a game that you have a love-hate relationship with, or maybe it's like what we're talking about now with social media. The first step is always just going to be stopping at least for a couple days and seeing how you feel. Because like for example, I quit Genshin, right? And after a week, I thought about it and I was like, do I want to go back to the game? And my answer was no. But someone else could take that same 1 week break and be like, I do want to go back. And then they go back and they find out it's actually worth it. Um, so if you really want to see if like social media is kind of like the right place for you to be, the best thing you can do is literally just, go for it. Do I have a Discord? Yeah, I do. Hold on. Let me post it for you guys. I have to grab the link, so give me a second here. Um, so for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I believe this will be sent to you guys here. Oh, is it not going to let me swap? Okay, hold on. My YouTube studio is lagging out. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to figure out why my YouTube is bugging here. Okay, there we go. All right. So for YouTube chat, there's a link to my Discord, and then if you are on Twitch, there's a link there. So, um, it's a pretty small community, so if that's your vibe, then there you go. But otherwise, there's a lot of people that just kind of hang out and chat as well. So, I've been trying to invite you to my server for 5 streams now. You're literally in the server. What are you saying that he is? Brother man. What do you mean? You're really looking forward to Fate Extra Record. Um, Fate Extra Record. I need to make sure I know what you're talking about. Hold on. Isn't that the remake? Yeah, it is. That's the remake, right? Of Fate Extra? Right. Yeah, I do really hope that they update the gameplay for that. Cause I played the OG Fate Extra and I mean I had to grind through that because I did not enjoy the gameplay of it that much. Um, and like I get it's the type of game, it's a Muso game, it's kind of just hack and slash, but also it could have definitely been a bit better. The story was really good though. So I mean, obviously, I mean it's a Nasu story. So, or wait, no, Fate Extra is Nasu. It's the other person, right? Extra was written by the one that wrote CCC, right? Oh, they did change the gameplay. That's awesome. Wait, Fate Extra was not a Muso game? Okay, what am I thinking of that was a Muso game? I'm like blanking now. Fate Extella, right. Okay, God, they all sound the same. Someday I'll get better at remembering all that stuff. Samurai Remnant is a really fun game. I really enjoyed that game. Did I just clear PF3? Yep, just now. It only took an hour and a half, but we made it through. I really need to get better about actually playing the game. My bad, my bad, my bad. Multitasking, yeah. You've been playing a lot of StarCraft 2 recently? Okay. I think I mentioned it before, but the only real like RTS game that I ever played was Age of Empires. I guess technically I played Generals forever ago. Command and Conquer Generals, but that was pretty much it. You're still salty we didn't get the Musashi skin for the collab, dude. Yeah. Like that is such a banger outfit, and then they just didn't give it as like a skin in the game. Like I don't know. Although I mean, it did seem like a more focused story. Like it didn't really seem like it was focused on Musashi. So I guess it kind of makes sense that she didn't get a skin if she wasn't super involved in the collab. What do I want to run against the swarm? I mean, the answer is probably Herta, but then I wouldn't be able to run this team. Hmm. Do a Blade team on the first half. That's kind of the same problem though, because then I wouldn't be able to run Tribby on the second. Run Jingliu. I doubt that's gonna clear. I can try though. Why not? We're running like OG stuff here. Hold on. How about this? Move Robin to the first half with Herta. Robin is only really good with Herta if you actually have like, hmm. I guess I could. I also do have Sparkle that I could use if I wanted to use Herta. We're gonna be here for 4 hours instead of two. Um, I mean, if you want me to do something else, Songjin, I guess I can. Wait, Rogue Spectre, you played Marvel? Or you play Rivals, rather? Me, you, Thaddeus, and Axe gotta group up sometime. Robin does just fine with Herta. I mean, she does, but like, you kind of. I mean, at least in my experience when I was running her, I would always run out of SP running Robin over someone like Sparkle or RMC or Tribby. 18 days till Castorise, true. Not too long. You'd be down, just let him fix Penny first. Yeah. You and Thaddeus can be our tank duo. Run Galachad. I guess I could. Yeah, why not? I guess I could run Herta here. And then I might come back and try to do it with Blade afterwards. Is Castoris right after My Day? Yeah, it'll be on the start of the next patch, so 3.2. Oh, you also play Thor? Cool. I usually play DPS and then I kind of flex to support if needed, but yeah. You wonder if they're going to keep adding more playable paths, maybe Elation. I think that'd be cool, but they would need to do it in a way that they don't. It would need to be more. What do I want to say? It would need to do something new. Because, like, right now, Remembrance is a catch all path, it does everything. Like, we already have DPSs, we're going to have supports, we're going to get a healer. Like, they do too much. Whereas, like, if it was an Elation path, it would have to do something more unique. Yo, Neophyte, thanks for dropping by to hang out. Appreciate it. You're a one trick Spider Man. I I hate to break it to you, Mel, but Spider-Man players are my least favorite players in the game. I'm so sorry. That character makes me so angry. Okay, not I mean not really angry, but like, I'm not a fan. I know that they're less annoying when you like the higher you go up the ladder, but I don't like that they have like their combo and then just really easy ins and outs like each fight they go into. How do I ban this person? Um, dude. Okay. I guess I have to go to Twitch. I am definitely not calling Spider-Man players brain dead. That is not what I'm doing, Songjin. I'm just saying they're annoying. Or rather, annoying to play against. Um, it was a bot on Twitch. UVU. You don't play Rivals as much as you play Overwatch. Oh, what do you play in Overwatch, Mel? That's what I used to play. What did I do? So, my first shooter was Overwatch. Then I went to Apex, and now I'm playing Rivals. But oh, you're a one trick Mercy. Okay. Yeah, I mained DPS in Overwatch as well. So, and I used to be really good at it, but I was not a huge fan of Overwatch 2, so I kind of dropped out of it, and that's when I moved over to Apex. Where's Herda? Herda. I'll just run Sparkle. Why not? You had an Apex phase, but the matchmaking is bad. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really. I'll be honest. I didn't really experience the matchmaking that much because I mostly played ranked. But pretty much everything I heard about the like pubs version was not very good. Can I use Ron May with Tribby instead of Robin? Yeah, sure. If that's what you want. Running Sparkle in a Herda team. Yeah, I figured why not. Honestly, that would probably Sparkle would give me enough SP to be able to run Fujo on here, so when did I quit Genshit? About I want to say 2 weeks ago. Pretty much a couple days after I released my video about the Hoyoverse Long Con is when I quit. Um, I do plan on coming back to the game when Skirk releases, but I'm just so done with Natlin at this point that I just don't want to keep playing the game while Natlin is going on. So, you can't stand Overwatch without the cycling the roles. I would usually, I mean, I mostly played DPS, but the longer I played, the less I started caring about what I was playing. So I kind of ended up doing the same. I just kind of cycled through different roles. You're not huge on hero shooters. You prefer arena shooters, but they seem to be on the way out. You mean like Quake and stuff? Because I used to be pretty big on Quake as well. Yo, Plam, what's up, dude? How's it going? Okay, so recently, the only reason you're still playing is that you're having fun using niche teams. Yeah. I definitely get that. I just, for me, it's less the gameplay because I actually love exploring in the. I love exploration in Genshin. I like the gameplay and combat in that game, but I do not like. I didn't like Natlan's story, and I also didn't like Natlan's exploration specifically. Um, I enjoyed Akhenatlin in Natlan, like the Dragon Ruins area. That was cool, but I didn't enjoy the rest of it because it was just too much of the same. Like just so many red rocks with graffiti and stuff. So, what's my opinion on the upcoming anniversary? Do you think it'll be just another version of Genshin's or different? Um, hmm. I really do hope that all I can really do hope is that it's good. Um, I don't really know what it's gonna be like. I just hope that it's actually good and they fix some of the issues that players have. But realistically, I think they're gonna do it in the Hoyoverse way, where they always try to do something different. So, like for example, we've been asking for artifact loadouts, and they give us filters. So, like I could see stuff like that being what they do instead of like directly fixing stuff people want. Um, Yeah, you played a lot of Quake and Splitgate. You're looking forward to Splitgate 2. Yeah, Splitgate 2 is actually something I've been keeping an eye on. That actually looks pretty fun. So, not a Genshin player, but doesn't Natlin have enemies that have a shield that you need Natlin characters to break? You don't need a Natlin character to break it, but they do break it quicker. So, technically yes, but not really. Um, Depending on the community's reaction up to the anniversary will decide on whether or not you start ignoring it completely. Yeah, that's fair, Rogue Spectre. Um, if you want, if you want my thoughts on it, I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm not sure if you were here when I did, but I do plan on actually making a video about what I think will happen at the anniversary. So that'll probably be out either Wednesday or Thursday. Um, You think the new area in 5.5 looks cool? The volcano? Yeah, it does look kind of neat. Um, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at how small it actually is, though. The HSR anniversary mill. I watched the preview for the Genshin patch, and it's definitely they definitely made it seem like a bigger area than it actually is. So it'll be interesting to see what people's reactions to it are though when they play through it. It does look really cool though. Like it looks beautiful. I will give them credit for that. But yeah. Your view about gotcha games is don't do anything just because other people tell you that you should. Um, that's fair, to be honest. You like the broken sky parts and you're looking forward to the lore implications. Um, I won't spoil. I will say that. But it might not be what you're thinking. That is all I will say. I won't say exactly what it is, but yeah. That's what I will leave it as. Aoife carried 5.5. Did he? I don't know if I saw many people that liked his design too much, at least on Reddit, but I don't really interact with the Genshin community outside of Reddit at this point, so okay. If you're still happy with the game, don't quit just because other people say they will. Most of the time, people who quit don't make a big deal about quitting. Yeah. I think there's some exceptions where, like, if you have a story to tell about quitting, then I think it's okay. But if it's just kind of like, I quit and you should too, then that's kind of like iffy. The patch ain't even out yet, and people are making blanket statements. Which game are you talking about, Luna? Are you talking about HSR or are you talking about Genshin? You're talking about Genshin? I mean, what have you seen? Just out of curiosity. Because, like I said, I don't really interact with the Genshin community that much anymore. So, you think the lore has been going crazy recently, so I'm eagerly anticipating any new revelations? Yeah. I will say that I think I actually really did enjoy the side quests of Natlin. The main story is what I mostly had a problem with. Because I mean, they basically made Mavica like a shonen protagonist, and that, to me that was a little bit kind of like not what I expected. Um, but yeah, I should have skilled. That was dumb. Oops. That's fair. You think the lore has been? Oh wait, no, I already read that. My bad. What do you mean you don't like the Mary Sue Archon? Let's see. You saw a video talking about how Mavico is meant to be a foil for the other Archons who are all like PTSD or insane or something. I mean, if that's the case, I feel like there was probably a better way to do it. Because they kind of made her a character without flaws, and even, or, okay, she does have some flaws, right? Like, she's reckless. That was the idea. But when the recklessness always ended up working out and never caused any problems, that's kind of where I thought they could have added more depth. Because, like, imagine if Mavica failed at some point in the entirety of the story. Like, And then it had to be like okay, how do we rebuild from failing? Like to me, that would have been a really cool plot point. But for the most part, what they did is they just made her anything that Mavika was involved in pretty much go perfectly. And that's kind of where I was kind of like, okay, this could have been better. But like I said, I did actually enjoy the story the story quest stuff for the most part. Um, it was fun watching me on the same screen yapping. Good night. Okay, take care, dude. I appreciate you dropping by, Enigma. You think there's still more to explore considering she still has the Gnosis? Maybe that's where a big failure point would be. I could definitely see that. I think it would actually be really interesting if they introduce another Harbinger. Like, what if Columbina or Pulcinella end up coming, and then they end up getting involved in getting the Gnosis? Like, I could see that being really cool. Good morning. I just woke up. Yo, how's it going, Tails? They talked about exactly that. They said her character definitely could have been done better, but her concept shouldn't have been hated nearly as much as it was. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think on paper, Mavica was okay, as long as they actually followed through on her flaws having consequences. But the fact that they didn't is where I think a lot of people have problems with her, myself included. Like when you have a character that's too perfect, that's where I kind of get bored with the character. The only thing Mavica couldn't do was paint, which she learned to do in a day. It wasn't actually a day, X. It was meant to be like at least a bit of time. But they didn't really explain that perfectly. You feel like her character was there, but the presentation didn't click for a lot of people? Yeah, that's another way to look at it as well. You have a feeling that this year's Dane quest will go crazy, especially since Skirk will probably be in it? Oh, is that what you think is going to happen? I guess that's something they could do. I had never actually really considered that Dane and Skirk would be together, but that would actually be pretty interesting. The only thing that I hope for the story quest, whenever Dane is involved, is that they actually let the twins interact with each other again. It made me, like, genuinely, I was upset when the twins met and then they, ended up, like, losing the memories. Like, that was genuinely upsetting to me. I was like, what the hell? We've been waiting for, like, a year and a half for the Dane quest, only for them to forget everything that happened. And I was like, bro, come on. But if they're involved again, I think that would be awesome. I just want them to actually remember this time. That's a crappy way to drag out the story. Yeah, a little bit. Skirk's master is one of the people that Dane is hunting, so you think it makes sense for her to show up? Okay, I can definitely see that. Also, I just realized I don't think I've had Fujuan's field active for, like, the past 5 turns. I'm bricked in the head. What was even said when they met? From what I remember, it was less about what was said. Or okay, so the non-playable twin talked about the Luma fate, but the playable twin was mostly focused on why can't I go on the journey you're going on with you. That's what I remember. Um, And then what ended up happening is they basically, quote unquote, ran out of time where they could talk to each other. And then they lost their memories because they were in like a dream zone or something like that, like where they were talking. The way Hoyo writes sometimes reminds you like of how Rooster Teeth wrote RWBY, so extremely hit or miss. That's fair. I never watched too much of RWBY, so I can't entirely make that connection myself, but yeah. Who is Skirk's master? I don't remember offhand. Hold on. Who was it? Sertologi. And Sertologi was one of the five sinners, if I remember right. You missed a lot of lore since you quit. What are the five sinners? What are they? Aren't they the one? I think they're the ones that what is it? They're the ones that like got access to forbidden knowledge, I think. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I'm kind of remembering. I'm not like super deep onto lore, so someone in chat probably knows better than I do, but I think that's what it was. Oh, that led to Conria getting annihilated. I think they were definitely a part of that, yes. The five sinners were tasked with protecting Conria, but abandoned their post to pursue their own goals. Yeah, okay. See, I knew we'd have someone here that was a lore head. Thank you, excellent. Hoyo fans when trying to recite the lore. Okay, listen. If it didn't take 5 years to actually get lore progression, maybe people would remember it a little bit better. What Hoyo game has the best lore? That's a tough one, actually. Honkai 3rd? I think there was a lot of parts in Honkai 3rd that were kind of weak, though. And Honkai 3rd is also very, like, present focused. Like when you play Genshin, a lot of the cool stuff that happened in the Genshin world happened like eons ago, whereas that wasn't really the case with Honkai 3rd, at least from what I remember. Like there's some, but not as much. So like in terms of lore, meaning stuff that has happened in the overall scope of the world, I would probably say for me Genshin. I think Genshin is better than HSR. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Aeons and HSR are cool, but there's just so much stuff in Genshin that it interests me more. Because there's like been multiple eras basically. And I think a lot of those eras add a lot of nuance to the world. So is Akron the only playable Aeon right now? Akron is not an Aeon, actually. She is an Emanator. And I believe the only confirmed Emanators are Acheron and then the Herda. That are playable, that is. Genshin lore is so deep that it feels like you're studying mythology. Kind of, yeah. A little bit. You're pretty sure Fei Zhao was pseudo-confirmed to be an Emanator due to her Era of the Hunt thingy? Yeah. I mean, I'm of the opinion that the generals of the Hunt, or I guess the generals of the Luofu, rather, I'm of the opinion that most of them are Emanators, but you will get people that will say that they are not because it was never officially confirmed in game. So I think that actually happened last stream. There was some that popped up and was like, Jingwan and Fei Zhao aren't Emanators and stuff like that. And I was like, proof? And then obviously they couldn't, you know, say it because it was never confirmed nor denied that they are or aren't Emanators. They're Emanators because they're too cool, that's fair. Jingwan's biggest display of power happened in the dream. Yeah, that is true, but also it's also been said that Jingwan's power isn't necessarily an actual strength. It's from like his wits and like strategy and stuff like that. So I wasted a Herda ultimate. I'll be honest with you, I was looking at chat. That's my bad. Actually throwing. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? I'll say it. Like I'll just say it. If you want gameplay, this is not the stream to be in because I am not only bad at the game, but I am also easily distracted. He beat Fujuan against chess. Yeah, yeah. It was like she used her Matrix of Prescience or whatever and still lost. So like, Fleur doing anything but hitting the auto button, fair. How am I bad at clicking QE and 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, when I lock in, I think I'm actually decent. But when I'm streaming, I am 100% not locked in because for the most part I'm looking at my second monitor. Because that's where chat is. Bro needs to lock in to be half decent. Okay, now you're just bullying. Blur distracted needs to be the name of an emote. It'll just, yeah, that'll just be like question marks. Because every time I look back at my screen, I'm just like, what was I doing? Like... Maybe someday if I ever do face cam streams, you'll be able to actually just take a picture of me looking over to my second monitor instead of my actual screen, and there you go. Anytime I look away, that's it. You want RMC, but you don't want to do story for them? You don't actually have to do the full story, if that matters to you. I think you have to get like halfway through the 3.0 story and then you get them. Yo, Potato, how's it going, dude? It's only like the first 5 hours. Only? You do have to do more to get their Eidolons, but you can get at least their base copy. Your issue is you don't even think you're done with Penacony? Jesus. Yeah, you have kind of a lot to go if that's the case. Who do I even buff here? It's not like Tribby needs this right now, but the rest are kind of pointless. I don't even know. Whatever, I guess I'll just rebuff Tribby. All these people talking about how they want Caster Reese and stuff. What about it, Potato? Buff RMC, you guess? Yeah. Why not? Does anyone know if the Pentagony Story Quick Start lets you get HMC faster? Oh, I didn't even know that. Wait, I didn't even know Pentagony has a Quick Start button. Skill here. Oh, that was a waste. That was dumb. Oops. Is this 4 or 3? This is 4. I'm just messing. I was, L asked me to, L in the YouTube chat asked me to, run DPS Tribby. So I've just been messing around with that. Yeah, I should not have ulted there. That was a complete waste. Oops. Who did I main in Genshin? I mean, I kind of went through phases, I would say. Let me see. Let me pull up the character list. I mean, early on, I would say Ganyu. I picked Ganyu up in 1.2. Actually, before Ganyu, it was official. So, like, 1.0 until 1.2 was official. Then I played Ganyu. I played her until I got Kaching in, actually, no. In 1.2, I got Ganyu. In 1.3, I finally got my first Bennett and my first Chung Yoon. So for about 2 patches, I basically exclusively played those two. Then in 2.1, I picked up Raiden and also got my first Kaching. So I was playing both of them. Oh, I skipped over Eula. I got Eula in 1.5. I played her for a while. I wouldn't say I had a main during Sumeru, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe Wander, I guess. Maybe. In Fontaine, I like to play Navia for a bit, and then once I got Chiori, I would say Chiori would have been my main from then until the time I quit, so... I would say the longest duration that I have quote-unquote mained a character would definitely have been Chiori. You lost pity to Albedo while trying to get C1 Bennett, and you missed out on Ganyu, biggest mistake of your Genshin account. That's fair. Never mind then? What do you mean, Songjin? Oh, your previous message. Yeah, no, I would say the characters that I mained are pretty varied, to be honest with you. Um, Actually, I can technically add in I can add in some more characters. So I had a EU account at one point, and on that count I played Diluc, Hu Tao, and Zhao, and those are basically the three DPS I played a bunch on that account. At first you thought Ice because Jingliu and Ganya, but you've had like 15 different mains. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that I had a truly favorite character in Genshin until Keqing. Because I mean, I didn't get Keqing until I was AR 57. Like, it was far into the game before I got Keqing. But she ended up being one of my best built characters, apart from Yoimiya and then Chiori. So I forgot about Yoimiya. I did play Yoimiya for a while as well. I would say my favorite characters to play overall in that game would be Chiori, Yoimiya, Keqing, Raiden, and then I don't know if I have a fifth. But definitely those four would be my top. You have a top 1% Yoimiya from farming Hu Tao? I don't actually know where mine is. I would hope I was 1%. Yeah, so I have... Hold on. Quick break here. I get to stall a little bit longer. Let's go. Is that going to show up? Oh, it does. Oh, that is... Okay, that's not what I want. Well, actually, I guess it works. Hold on. Hold on. Let me make a new one. This will just be easier. Delete. You gotta go. Dude, take care, Tails. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Alright, here we go. Oops. How do I make this bigger? Move this down. There we go. Yeah, so there you go. So my Keqing. Actually, you know what? I am just maybe it's because I haven't been playing Genshin recently, but I would say my main would actually be Kazuha. Like, honestly, because ever since I got him in 1.6, he literally almost never leaves left my party. Yeah, hold on. This is just too zoomed in. Blur account review. That's fair. That's just because he's broken. I mean, yeah, but also he's really fun, which I think is a good thing. I don't think I have his DPS build here, but yeah. Let's see the Farina. My Farina doesn't have an amazing build. That's all. Although I guess a few people will get jealous because I have Festering. But yeah, so I have top 1% Keqing. This build is pretty solid. After ult and skill, she's over 100% crit rate. I do have a 4TF build that I could swap her to with similar stats, but I just run this because I don't know. I like it. I have a 1% Yoimiya as well. Pretty crazy build. High crit rate. I guess I only have a 2% Chiori, but still a pretty good build. I make you question if your builds are actually good. I mean, a good build is different for everyone. Like, as long as you can clear, I don't think it really matters. And these builds can go well beyond clearing. Like, you don't need builds like this to actually clear. So, kind of different. You got a top 100 Hu Tao. Do you actually? Nice. Let me see. Leaderboards. Where's Hu Tao? What would you have what would you have a top Hu Tao in? Double Hydro? The website is Akasha, Thaddeus. Here you go. Hold on. Oh, I shouldn't show that. Hold on. Oh, it got shown anyway for a little bit, but whatever. That's the Akasha website. Speaking of Genshin, have you heard of someone having their marriage broken over a character? I did, yeah. The Farina stuff. That stuff was kind of wild. Yo, Axe, I don't see you on here, man. Where's your Hu Tao, bro? Mr. Top 100. You feel like it was less Genshin's fault and more just stupid people? Yeah. I mean, the guy got addicted to, the guy was addicted to gambling. Like, you can't really call someone that's doing that smart. If it wasn't Genshin, they would have found something else to throw away their money on. Oh, 100%, yeah. I think the crazier thing is what Rexlent said there is that they spent their fiance's money. Like, that is just wild to me. Axe, I don't have your UID. What is it? Scroll up. Did you send it? I don't see your UID in the chat. Am I blind? I literally don't see it. Dude, are you trying to like gaslight me into saying you sent your UID? Dude, it is not here. I've scrolled up so far. All right, here we go. Daya fan. All right. Top 90. Oh, hyper. I was looking on double hydro. All right. 90, 254. Not even 100 crit rate. Honestly, just uninstall. That's a joke, by the way. Yeah, no, this is actually, I mean, apart from your EM being low, which makes sense when you have an HP timepiece, I mean, this is a pretty crazy build. So you hit 30k HP, pretty high crit rate, solid crit damage. Top 10 soon, you would need to get a much, much better timepiece for that. To be honest, it's kind of sad how the guy lost his marriage to gambling and people made fun of him for it. I mean, I don't know. I definitely see where you're coming from there, but also at the same time, like, you're going to, I don't know. Some people kind of have to learn the hard way, if that makes sense. So if someone doesn't get necessarily, I don't know if punished is the right word, but like if you make a mistake, there will be consequences for it. So it's like he made a mistake, he swiped using money that wasn't his, and then he lost his fiance for it. I mean, it's sad. Like, don't get me wrong, it is sad, but it's kind of like, can I check your Chiori? Sure, if she's here. Oh, right. I don't think you've changed your Chiori since the last time I looked at it, Axe. You, your defense stat is giga low, dude. Like, no defense, flat defense, no defense. Also, yeah, Harbinger is a little bit suspect. Um, Let me see. Mel, did you want me to look at anything specific with your UID? Not privileged to own her weapon like me. I mean, you don't need her weapon to have high defense. It doesn't even give like a crazy amount. Some of the builds are wrong. Okay, I'll just browse around. You said you had a good Ayato, right? Oh, yeah. That's a solid Ayato. I'm going off the deep end? What do you mean? It's normally top 1%, but you think the Sands is wrong? Oh, okay. I mean, is this is kind of weird though that it's picking like Hyper here. 'Cause isn't his best team Vape? Am I crazy? All that just to do 30k per slash. Yeah. His best is Soup. Oh, okay. I gotcha. My ADHD is worse than yours. Hey, it's kind of relevant. And hey, you know what? Rogue Spectre, I can if you have the UID of that guy you wanted me to look at, I could do that now. I've got the browser pulled up, so why not? Taking a quick aside. But in the meantime, let's do some more PF. Um, I think if I basic here. Oh, he would have gotten super harassed, Mel. It would have been it would have been kind of interesting to look and see what it actually was. Like, what was he rolling for? Was he rolling for like C6 Farina or something? But who knows? You'll send it after you finish this. I have faith in you to finish this. Okay. Maybe not. That's like 1% faith, 99% or 99% faith, 1% chance. Your guess is C4 because he had her as his wallpaper and he already liked her. That's fair. Yeah. $600 C6 must be the luckiest Genshin player of all time. I mean, not necessarily. Because, like, hold on. So, assuming he had never bought the double top-up packs, I think you get, like, That's $200, and I think you get like 26k primos. And then that would leave $400 to buy the rest of the packs. So that's 80 times 4. 32, 320. So $600, assuming he had not previously bought the doubles, he would have had around 58,000 primos. And then I guess if you consider, if you assume he won, I don't know, every other 50-50, and you also assume it took him, let's say, 70 rolls per 5-star. Let's see, how many 5-stars would he be able to get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so assuming he had not bought the doubles, with the amount of primos he would get from spending $600, he could have gotten 5-5-stars, assuming like average luck. So C2 is honestly more realistic than like C4 or anything like that. But that is just that's just quick math, so definitely could have gotten more or less, been lucky, been less lucky. Am I good at math? Sometimes. Usually no, but like it kind of depends. I was always much better at the other stuff, like literature, history, that kind of stuff, than I am at math. So, L, this is probably more due to skill issue than anything, but I don't think I'm hitting 40k here. You're terrible at math? Yeah. Otto would have 40k'd. That's probably true. Like I said, when I am not locked in, I am not locked in. But hey, I got 60k, it is what it is. I apologize for not exactly having the best content in terms of gameplay here, but it is what it is. Have I ever E6, C6, or M6 to any limited 5-stars? I did in Genshin. I C6'd Wander accidentally. Okay, sort of accidentally. I C4'd Wander accidentally, and then I finished the C6. I'll explain in a sec. But then I intentionally C6 Kazuha. I got a C0 on his first run, C2 on his next, and I finished the C6 on his third rerun. And then I C6 Chiori all in one go because I had just a ton of primos at the time of her banner. So the reason that I consider the C4 Wander accidental is because I was not rolling for Wander. I was rolling for Farazan, and Wander just kept showing up. So for context, I had C4 Wander before I got C6 Farazan. So, yeah. Do I run DPS Causeway? Yeah, I do a lot, yes. I literally rolled Farazan specifically for my Kazuha. And then I just kept getting Wanderer over and over again. I was unironically more lucky getting 5 stars than I was getting 4 stars. So I want to see if Blade can clear. I doubt it. I mean, he could probably get 30k, surely. Let's see. So I wonder if I could run Sustainless. Maybe? I have no idea. Why not? I'll try it. What could go wrong? Where's Bronya? Uh, Blade, Sparkle, Robin, Tribby, or do you break Blade? Hmm. I guess I could. But I was probably just gonna do Bronya because they're set up in a 134 or 135 setup. If I had Sunday, this team honestly wouldn't even. Oops, I forgot to activate someone's. I forgot to do what's her name, Bronya. I honestly don't know if this team will live, but we'll see. One way to find out. I mean, I guess with the am I crazy or does Tribby give an HP buff to the team? I don't remember. Yeah, she does. Oh, no, that's no, never mind. That's only her HP. Yeah. I think I want to get Tribby's thing active here. Am I running slow Tribby? Yeah. That's your friend's HSR UID. Go easy. Okay. I'll pull that up in a second, Rogue Spectre. Let me see. Enka Network. Star Rail. 1778587. Rogue Spectre, is it Fly Timer? Is that their name? Okay, cool. Any advice for a new ZZZ player? Don't neglect your supports. So Kaku is really good. Lucia is really good. Nicole is really good. Like, despite being 4 stars, they're actually kind of like really solid characters. Other than that, you can pretty much use any characters you want. Like even Corin or Billy, who are considered kind of like on the lower end in terms of strength, are still they're still able to clear pretty much all the content. So basically pick your favorites, but don't be afraid to like invest in the supports to actually make them more usable. Oh, I should not have ulted yet. Oopsies. Not if they want to scale content up to Miyabi's level. That is true. I could definitely see a world where that happens. But for the time being, it's not like that, so I would rather kind of be at least a little bit optimistic that it won't get there, at least for a while. Don't be too busy gooning is the #1 tip. That's fair as well. I'm actually kind of surprised. Literally only Blade has been hit so far. And just as I say that, never mind. It's here. Okay, we're good. Do I have Yunli Light Cone for Blade? I could put it on him, but he's currently on his Sig. It would probably be better to do that on or for what am I saying? It would probably be better to do that for Pure Fiction. You like Corrin a lot, but isn't she like the worst DPS? Also, you're building Astra Yao since this account was a reroll that had her, Bernice, Kingy, and other people. Corrin is definitely on the lower end in terms of strength, but you can use pretty much anyone, especially since you have Astra. Now, will they be good for the long term? Like a year from now? Probably not, like if I'm being honest. But that doesn't mean you can't, use her for at least the, the next 6 months, year, however long it is. Like, ZZZ is definitely in its honeymoon phase right now where you can pretty much do anything you want. So I wouldn't be afraid to invest in characters that, like, you just like rather than the ones that are really strong. Oh, not the TV guys. These are my least favorite enemies. I'm probably gonna have to, well, not probably, I am gonna have to basic on Branya here. That messes up the speed tuning. Yeah, it is what it is. If I ult here, this might give me Robin ult. Oh, so close, no! That was probably, like, unironically 1 energy away. Yo, Nitin Kumar, welcome. How's it going, dude? I probably have to skill here, to be honest, just to get them ahead of the dude. What is the play here? Yeah, it should be fine. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing well, Nitin Kumar. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that. Okay, I actually did get the lineup again. Do I get the SP? Come on, Bronya. I did, no way. Blade doing 457k. The other side is actually reachable for him, assuming he doesn't die. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're hitting Tribby instead. To basic here. Blade is barely living. You underestimate Blade so much, you keep thinking he's gonna die every time he gets somewhat low. Yeah. He's a tanky guy. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's get this active. I mean, Bronya's probably gonna die here, but if I get above 30k, I'd be happy. I think I need a basic. Don't need to skill. Cantarella and Varisa in the same month is a nightmare blunt rotation in terms of discourse. Why? Just because their designs, Luna? You think? Yeah, that's fair. Just kind of thinking about it. I mean, I guess what people are worried about is that the games will turn a little bit too gooner, but I don't know. I mean, Cantarella is undoubtedly gooner. You could definitely argue the other way. You could definitely say that Varisa isn't super gooner. I mean, she kind of is, but not to the degree of Cantarella, in my opinion. You don't know whether you want to go for a Naxa or Maide? That is a good question. I think it would depend on the team you have, right? Because if you already have a team that Anaxa can work with, for example, like you have Herda, probably worth it. But if you have, like, I don't know, Sunday Tribby, for example, then I would say Maide's a pretty decent option. Anyway, so yeah, so Blade actually did better than I thought. He got 32.1, so. You think it's fine if people like Cantarella, you've had people calling you a Puritan for being put off by her? I mean, I guess I'm a Puritan too, because I think her design is kind of weird. You have third as premium team, but you're using Baby Herda instead of Jade, and you don't have Sunday because you don't like him. Okay. I guess my question then would be, do you want the team to be like more premium, I guess? Because Anoxa would give you a replacement for Jade or Small Herda. So it kind of really depends on what you're looking for there. Anyway, so Rogue Spectre, you wanted me to take a look at your friend's account here. Wait, where'd it go? I swear I had it open. Oh, there it is. Alright. What the hell is this? Something just popped up on my screen that was kind of weird. That was strange. No, sorry, that wasn't a reaction to this build. I'm sorry. That was I don't even know what that was. It was like some ad for having a terrace built on your house. What? Why was that in my browser? What the hell was that? Terrace lined 7 by 160 white, the Westview shop. What the hell is that? Why was that in my browser? Oh, because I was typing stuff into... Okay, never mind. I know why that was there. Never mind. I typed 70 times 160 into my browser, and whenever you do that, like it brings up the calculator, like the Google calculator, but it also brings up like random stuff related to that search term. So it brought up terrace line 70 by 160 white whatever. Anyway, random aside though, that was strange. All right. Um so you said this was your friend's alt account, Rogue Spectre? Because there's a very immediate problem I'm seeing here. Um and it's the crit rate. I like even with Sunday, I think they would have what, like 45 crit rate? I mean, they meet the speed threshold, I guess. Like that's pretty high speed. Solid attack stat as well. Like yeah, you have 12% attack here, 15 down here. I mean, unironically, I think if you literally swapped this to a crit rate shirt with zero crit damage substats, it would be a better build. Cause what is it? It's I think a crit rate shirt is like 32 crit rate. So and then you'd lose 64 crit damage. So you would go up to quick maths 57. So you'd be at 77 crit rate with Sunday. And you'd be sub 100 crit damage, but that doesn't actually matter when you have Sunday. Yeah, especially considering he has 200 crit damage. What else could be improved? I mean, the hands definitely could be better. This is good enough. I mean, 18 crit damage is fine. Literally, like I said, I think just having a crit rate shirt here would be better than a crit damage, even if it didn't have any. I realize you lose the speed, but I genuinely don't think that matters. I think Aglaya is more than fine if you have 140 speed, so. Um, both of the planers could be better as well, but they're fine. I mean, they're usable. I mean, this one less. I mean, it has speed. It's fine. Yeah, if I was your friend and I wanted to work on this Aglaya, crit rate shirt, and then focus on getting probably like a rope that has crit damage. That would be the easiest thing that would be the easiest way that I could see to fix this. Because like if you think about it, crit rate shirt, if you like even if it had one roll of crit damage, I'll give you a benefit of the doubt that it's not zero. You'd be like 77, 1, 101 or 102. And then if you had a rope that had crit damage, like let's say 2 rolls, then you'd be up to 112. So you'd be like 70, 112, which I think is more than good enough, considering you'd probably be running her with Sunday. So there's like 2 very, very easy spots of improvement there. I mean, these boots aren't good either, but at least it has attack. So it's time to go back to the mines. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Fei Zhao. Attack boots, low crit rate again. Kind of the same problem, I think. Again, I think literally just getting more crit rate is more valuable than the crit damage. I mean, honestly though, that could be solved by just changing the light cone. I'm pretty sure cruising is better than swordplay, especially if swordplay is only S1. So cruising would give you 16%, and then you're chilling at like, yeah, you'd be chilling at, what would that be? My mind is like turning off right now. 66? No, 65. 65.2. You think swordplay is barely better than cruising at S5? Do you mean swordplay at S5? Because, yeah, I mean, cruising is definitely better, so that would be an easy fix as well. Like, this build is usable if it's an alt account. Yeah, I mean, this build is usable if it's an alt account, because the speed, you have enough speed that if you run her with Hunt March, you'd be able to hit 132, I think. Question mark, I think. And then if you run cruising instead of swordplay, your crit rate is covered, again, for a alt account. I mean, obviously more crit rate would be better, but that would be an easy fix there. What else could you do? The rope is fine. It is 9 crit rate. I mean, this has some of your speed. I mean, it could be better, obviously, but the speed is nice. Speed and attack. These boots could definitely be better. Like, literally, either speed or attack boots with either more crit or more attack would be good. This is usable. Actually, that's pretty solid. 9 crit rate. This is usable, but could be better. And this is fine. I mean, the Feijao definitely looks a lot better than the Aglaia does. I think literally the easiest fix for this one guy is just swap the light cone. If you really wanted to, give this swordplay to Hunt March. And then that leaves cruising open for that. It's an alt account he made so he could have me on his friends list since his main account isn't on the American servers. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, this is usable, and I don't want to like go in too hard being like these are bad builds because it's an alt account. I doubt it's that serious, but definitely some easy room for improvement. Literally just crit rate shirt here. Cruising here. What about your Robin? Oh, this Robin build is fun. Oh, wait, never mind. You need more speed. Do you have any speeds? You have 1 speed sub. I mean, you need to get to at least like 120 speed if you're on Von Wack. I think it's actually 121. Otherwise, Von Wack isn't doing anything for you. I mean, it's doing something, but you're not going to be going first. I would literally just find, yeah, like the hat here. If you could get a musketeer hat with speed, easy improvement, because there's no attack on this piece either, so. There's no speed here. Wait, this piece is nuts. Why is this on your Robin? Like, this should be used as and this piece for that. I mean, this one isn't as good, obviously, but like, this should be used as a part of a 2-piece. Like, you could use this as like a 2-piece on pretty much any DPS. What I would literally do is remove these and try to, and honestly, the easiest solution would be to go from the speed set at either of them. Like, even the Sunday one. Like, you could use Sunday pieces that rolled a bunch of attack percent and replace this with that. You would lose attack, but then you can actually make use of your Von Wack, and assuming it rolls good on attack, since these have none, you won't actually lose that much. Because between these 2 pieces, you're literally only getting the set bonus, the 12% attack. If you had speed set attack boots with some attack, and then your hands with some attack, then this would actually be a crazy Robin build. It's kind of interesting that your friend is like got good support builds, but then the DPS are not good. Like, no crit rate, low crit rate, very low crit rate, but then like mostly solid build. Pretty good build. I mean, the speed, that should be higher. Yeah, this one is easily fixable though. Um, yeah, like super easily fixable. If you got a crit damage shirt that had like even one roll of speed, that would help. If you had a rope down here with one roll of speed, then you'd be 134 and you're chilling. Or 135, I guess, but yeah. Or no, 134, yeah. Jingwan, this is just a crit rate thing. Excuse me. I forgot to mention this earlier, but Rikuo Toshiro on Twitch, thanks for the follow, dude. I appreciate that. Um, these pieces are fine. Again, this is just crit rate. It's the same problem as the Aglaya. If you swap that over and then get a little bit of speed, then you're chilling. Aventurine build is fine. I mean, you're close to 4k attack. Could be a little bit... I mean, obviously, if you hit 4k, that'd be good to cap out his buff, but it's fine. And then RMC, you just need more speed. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Rogue Spectre. I mean, your friend clearly knows how to... He clearly knows how to build supports. Because like I said, this build is mostly fine. These two pieces just need to be speed set, and then you're chilling. He just needs like a couple rolls of speed. And then literally all of the DPS just need a crit rate shirt, or in Feijiao's case, a crit rate light cone. It's like your friend knows what he's doing, clearly, but there's just like, he either hasn't put enough time in to get the crit rate shirts, or what, which is normal because, I mean, it's an alt account, so it makes sense. All right. Anyway, so I was not actually planning on streaming super long today, especially because there will be another stream early later in the week. So reminder, that stream will be a react to the HSR 3.2 live stream. And that'll be with excuse me. That'll be with Axe, Moose, and Waveman. So if you guys want more content, then I guess hang around for that, or I guess look again on Friday. I mean, there will be a scheduled stream then. Are we ending already? Yeah. I wasn't planning on streaming super long for tonight. But for those of you that have been here, I really appreciate you guys dropping by to hang out. It means a lot. Appreciate the support. If you haven't already, join the Discord. It's in the description of the stream. Or alternatively, I will drop a link in chat here in a second. Say goodbye to you all. Will do, will do. Hold on. So for YouTube chat, if any of you guys want to join the Discord, there it is. And then for any of you guys that are watching on Twitch, there you go. So feel free to drop by and hang out. And I will catch you guys on Friday if you show up for the stream. So see you then. So anyway, UVU, good night. Rogue Spectre, good night. Rikuo, thanks for dropping by and chatting. Thaddeus, see ya. L, thanks for hanging out, even though it took me like 2.5 hours to clear Pure Fiction. Songjin, see you later. Mel, thanks for dropping by. And I think that's everyone. So, yeah, alright, I'll catch you all later.